Hello, I'm trying to voice a few general strategic points. It has to be a world revolution, because if there is one nation where they get things right and many others where they don't, then the plutocracies of these nations will combine, they will destroy this nation. Therefore we need a slowly rising tide of revolution over the entire world, at least to such an extent that the large armies and imperial forces cannot destroy one nation. The armed force should not try to capture the flag, because if you try to capture the flag, for instance a long march, then you are running into an ambush. We don't have to care about the great capital. We can roll out our armies across the nation, and in these armies are halls, which are the voter groups and the councils, as it were, which allow the armies to exist in the nation without becoming the threat to the nation. Then these people who live here, they are part of this armed force in their area. However, if this is done, and for example, nevertheless there is a great fortress here somewhere, then it could of course be necessary to launch the forces on it, but it cannot be a general battle strategy. This is the battle strategy. So the holding down of your own street. We're basically occupying our own nation. But it's not an oppressive occupation, because there are these holes in the system, which are the voter groups of the soldiers who maintain the loyalty of this army to the people. Then there is the point of the empire. For example, the EU and the USA empires have an imperial parliament. The idea to destroy it is, first of all, if this is the empire and these are the nations, then to contract into the power of the nations and to use this power to remove the central union. If this fails, then we can, and that's a strategy. Once we have these forces, our own sister parties in all these nations, then we can say, okay, next election we are going to try to flood this imperial parliament with our parties. We flood in and we try to destroy it from the inside out. If we fail, then we suck all our delegates back out of the imperial parliament. That way we make sure our delegates do not become corrupt. And we destabilize the imperial parliament. So we'll also either have to react with a anti-democratic legislation or something to exclude us from joining in the vote, which makes them non-credible as parliament, or they will have to face our internal destruction by using the parliament against the empire. And then if we succeed, that is done. If we fail, then the imperial parliament is destabilized because suddenly it loses a number of votes. And this also gives out the signal that we are serious about this. Therefore we only need delegates for this job temporarily, and that's it. Then of course the existing militaries and police. We would have to try to get these into our own structures as much as we possibly can. Especially the police and the army veterans and the existing officers. Existing officers are already trained, the existing generals know presumably much about war. Therefore, if we can get them, that would be excellent. We can then get them into their familiar positions, if we can trust them. So an existing army colonel could simply pop in and command a regiment. This is also why we should not want to antagonize whole police forces and armies, certainly not the state as such. We only oppose individual cases of wrongdoing. We don't want to alienate these forces before they have joined us. Then I thought that the basic battle weapon for these armies should at least be a machine gun, of course. You cannot really fight machine gun fire with a pistol, because it's coming perhaps 30 rounds at you for every shot you can put out. So if you're here and this one lays cover fire at 5 shots a second, and then this one walks around at 10 shots a second or something, then you are here, poof, poof. No. So this, if you are pistols against machine gun, you're probably going to get slaughtered, I think. And if we have all roughly the same bullet, we could interchange and trade very easily. There I thought a AK-47, simple to operate, apparently highly durable, easy to manufacture, and could be a good basic weapon. I'm using this simply as the general name for the entire series. And most troops would probably be badly trained anyway, certainly in the beginning. And we can complement this platform with all the other kinds of weapons, such as grenades, mines, sniper rifles, hunting rifles, light artillery, barbed wire, etc., etc. Yeah, one thing about killing. Killing is not nice, but if you kill a disease, you save people their lives. And if you kill a criminal, you could save several people their lives. Obviously it would be very nice if this could all be brought to trial, but in an ongoing tyranny where there is not even freedom of speech or freedom of assembly, then the criminals are basically trying to take over the streets in actual reality, then there is sadly no time for it. And secondly, it is abundantly clear who the criminals are, because they are marching down the street, organizing death squads, concentration camps, spying, and all that. So then that's time for rougher action. And I think that once the people are somewhat being oppressed, they will start to think about actually shooting to kill a lot more, and will actually shoot to kill, which would be necessary, presumably. Don't get suckered in by the enemy, because they know that the good guys are always susceptible to be friendly and to hope that the forces of tyranny, would somehow change their mind. They will not change their mind. You have to get them unarmed. You shoot until they give up. Throw the weapons out, hands up, on belly on the ground. At gunpoint you march them into the camps. That's it. Until there is sovereignty and peace and order restored, they can't be let out. If they wanted to join the truth, democracy, justice, they should have done so before. Now they can choose, and if they are on the wrong side, well, too bad. Then one point that this website where you are perhaps viewing this, or this home, that is not a command center. The systems of governance are set up by the system, but this is not a system of power.